Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Coach Margie. Happy Monday. And today I have a really great topic for us to talk about. Four things you can do to make your weight loss easier. Now, no, I didn't say easy because here's the thing. Um, Weight loss can be freaking hard at times. It can be frustrated. It can make us frustrated. It can actually drive us to want to quit at times. So, not going to make it easy, but I am going to show you some ways and share with you some of the ways I use to make weight loss easier, especially since I am currently in a cut for my competition coming up. So let's dive right in. And the number one hack that I use is planning ahead. And Jax is trying to make his presence known here. First one is planning ahead of time. So, do you know what you're having for dinner tonight, tomorrow night, the next night? So, I'm not talking about prepping where, we see on social media, we think of these people cooking all kinds of bulk foods, getting out their Tupperware containers for the week and measuring everything out and having that ready for the week. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about just planning ahead for what we're going to have. And I know I've talked about this again or before, but I'm going to mention it again. It bears repeating. It blows my mind how many of us wing what we're going to have for dinner. And so here's what winging gets you. Let's say it's breakfast time, you're running late for work, and so you just grab some oatmeal or something like that, and you run out the door. Oatmeal and coffee, and you run out the door, and you don't get in your protein. Then there's an unexpected lunch. Then there's an unexpected lunch. Oh, pin me. How do I pin me? Then there's an unexpected lunch meeting that happens, or your girlfriend's calling you to go to lunch, you and your husband go out to lunch or something like that, and you go to a place and the options aren't that great. So you find yourself there. Maybe you can buy the grilled chicken or something like that. Maybe you can't. But lo and behold, here you've had breakfast and lunch, and you haven't hit your protein numbers by that point. And then we get to dinner. Well, let's say 5 o'clock Betty or Margie, let's just use Margie. 5 o'clock Margie doesn't give a damn what 6 a.m. Margie, what her intentions were when she started the day. 5 p.m. Margie is exhausted. She's worked all day. She's worked out. She's had a million things to do, taking care of the house, the family, the dog, who made an appearance. All she wants to do is sit, relax, and not have to do any work. So if I hadn't planned ahead, if 6 a.m. Margie hadn't planned for 5 a.m., I'm going to get to dinner and it's going to be like, oh, I have no idea what I want to make. I've got to get in 80 grams of protein. Hell with it. I'm just going to, pick up something or order out or something like that. So planning gets you so far ahead of the game. And here's a great way to plan. So one of my hacks is I love to get my protein in early in the day for several reasons. First of all, I work out in the morning. So I like to have a lot of my protein around my workout. So I shoot to have 25 grams before I work out and at least 25 grams after I work out. Sometimes it's even more, kind of depending on where my protein sits for the day. But mine's really high right now. So how do I get that in? So oatmeal and blueberries is my 100% go-to. So where does protein come in? So I'll throw in a scoop of protein powder into my oatmeal, or so I am not picky. I don't look at breakfast. I don't fit in the silos of this is what we eat for breakfast, this is what we eat for lunch, this is what we eat for dinner. And that has helped me so much over the long run. So I've been known to eat fish for breakfast because I like it. I know some of you don't like fish, and that's all right. But adding things like chicken, if you like chicken, ground chicken, lean beef, like flank steak, 93% lean beef, anything like that is going to be a leaner cut of protein that isn't going to pack a lot of wallop on your fat. Egg whites. If you like eggs, one of my tricks is to take a regular egg and also add some egg whites to it so you get the nice flavor of the egg yolk without adding so much fat to it. So I really try to brainstorm, how can I get my protein early? So that way, if it's the end of the day, I'm not sitting there looking at, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all this in and forgetting it. So planning ahead. And again, I want to note, planning's not prep. Like I said, it's not the social media images we think of people with all their Tupperware and everything. It's literally getting out like piece of paper or a piece of paper, or I think if I haven't uploaded it, I'll upload a meal plan template where you can plan out your own meals. It's a matter of getting that out and just writing down, here's what I'm going to have. And there is a ton of psychology behind this, behind actually planning ahead and planning for the day ahead. So we all have our My Macros app, and you can flip it to that's yesterday. Today, added food for yesterday, but you can flip it for tomorrow and pre-log some foods, and the brain kind of accepts and embraces that, believe it or not. So if we say we are going to have air fryer with ranch seasoning chicken on Tuesday for dinner, brain has a way of accepting that and following through with it. It sounds so simple. It sounds stupid. I know some of you have rolled your eyes at me with this before, but seriously, put it on a piece of paper and an app, plan ahead. It is going to make your life so much more simple. So that's hack number one. And another note on that. I got some notes here because I'm starting to get prep brain, so I don't remember everything I want to say. So as you're doing this, what's going to happen is you're going to start to accumulate a bunch of go-to meals. So like my go-to breakfast is, I just literally in my app repeat it. I copy today, paste it tomorrow. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Boring can be your friend if you're really on a weight loss journey. So oatmeal, blueberries, my protein powder, and then there could be something else added in there depending on what kind of eating I have that day. So when you start accumulating like these go-to meal templates, it makes your life so much easier. You just know right off the bat, this is going to get me my protein, my carbs, my fats, this, that, and the other. So when you start to collect those things, literally collect them, keep them in mind, write them down, whatever you need to do to keep those top of mind so that you know what to go to when things go to crap. And if you do prep, I prep sometimes. I'll make like big batches. I love ground bison. I'll make it. So Costco sells these these packages, and it's 2 packages of them, and I'll cook all up at once, and I'll just portion out my serving size, and if I need to, I'll freeze it. It tends to keep pretty well, and it has come in handy in a pinch. So I'll freeze things too if like I prep something, but I'm not, I do prep some things ahead of time, but I'm really not big. I'm not one of these ladies who has her Tupperware everywhere she goes. Because I planned it out during the week, because I'm pretty good. I run on autopilot these days, but that took years. The second thing is for my ladies who don't get in your workouts, and gentlemen. So schedule your workouts, just like schedule this call. Seriously, put it, if time is something that gets away from you during the week, sit down and think, what is the time of day where I can carve out an hour of the day and get in my workouts? I know what time I'm going to work out every morning, but I literally write it on my calendar. just because it's good practice. So I do practice what I preach with that. Um, I know I was up at 3 this morning. I know I'm walking jacks at 3:30 a.m. It's just all written down. It takes the thought process out of it, so that I'm not using like all my thoughts and my thinking in the morning, and I have some left later in the day. But I put it on my calendar. I just set up little reminders for myself. This is where I need to be when. And it has saved me so much time and energy. And as for the workout type of workout you're doing, you guys have that nailed because I've read your workouts for you. But seriously, find the time of day that works best for you and put it on a calendar and commit to it, because it's really your time for yourself, right? We want to keep not only our food on track, but we want to keep our workouts so that we're hitting on all cylinders. And building this muscle here is going to go so much farther than you think it's going to go in life. So figure out when you can do it, what you can be consistent and stick to. Put it on the calendar, just like you would your hair appointment. We'll put our hair appointments on the calendar. We won't miss that. I get eyelashes. I'm not going to miss that. So why don't we do things? Why don't we put things like our health on the calendar? So somebody pointed that out to me recently. So yeah, so put it on your calendar and see if that helps you stay to your schedule with your workouts. It's your time. It's your time to invest in yourself. And for me, I know my workout time is like my sanctuary. It's my time to improve, to focus on, what exercise am I going to go up in weight or reps today? I go in with intention and I use that time. And I love that time. It just makes me feel really good. So that's number 2. So the third thing is stop overcomplicating things. So on the exercise front, you guys all have workouts, but how many of you go, I know a few of you do, go searching out onto the internet to find extra challenges you can do. Or I want to do this in addition, or man, I would like to work last month's workout so much better than this month. I'm going to kind of mix it up, or not doing programs as written. So trust me, there's a lot of thought behind the way I write programs, and they're meant to kind of build on each other. And sometimes we'll do single arm things, sometimes we'll do both arms at once. And trust me, there is some logic, and a lot of it's been trial and error from things I've learned on myself and just things I get to learn from other brilliant coaches who have trailblazed this path before me. So there is a method to the madness with it. Don't overcomplicate things. We wonder, how many reps should I be doing? Well, you get a rep range. Don't think what end of the range I should be. As long as you're in the range, you're good. And here's the thing. With your workouts, we want to push. You want to have 2 or 3 reps left in the tank, unless you're working out with somebody who can spot you. This is for safety reasons. I don't push a lot of people to failure in their workouts, because that's where injury tends to come in, especially if we don't have somebody there with us, focusing on us on our form and saying, here, stop. So, if you're doing a bicep curl, which is always at the end of the workout, towards the end of your workout, you're never going to say it at the beginning, and you're kind of like, we don't want to stop where we're like halfway up. So we want to stop at the one, just 1 or 2 short of the one where we can't get the weight up, because this is true failure, where we can't get the weight up. So we seriously, just go till you have 1 or 2 reps left in your tank, and stop there. And that is going to get you amazing progress. Also, don't be afraid to work out, to push yourself too. I know a lot of us, especially women, we have a tendency to not want to lift as much as we think we can. And I'm going to tell a little story here that little off tangent, but so at the gym I work out in a bodybuilding gym. It's a physique gym. And so, but there's some like lifestyle clients in there. And there's this wonderful lady I've befriended. She's 65 years old and she just has the best attitude in there. She comes in, she does the work, and she's just totally gotten inspired to work out for herself. She recently retired and realized she has more time on her hands and wasn't feeling fulfilled. So she's been working on her health, and so, but I don't want to diss her trainer. She works with a different trainer there, and she's asking me about butts because at our gym we have a glute camp. And she was asking me what I thought of it and if I did it. I said, no, I have my own routine that I'm doing that is helping me get ready for what I'm doing. But I highly recommend it. Go do it. Go work the glutes. She goes, well, I don't want to get a big butt. I'm like, trust me, it is hard, 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 harder than hard to build muscles. Seriously, for us women to build muscles, we need to be eating, unless you're a beginner, in your first 6 months of lifting. It is really hard to build muscle while losing weight at the same time. Some of us are doing it, and that kudos, because that's super, super hard. But it takes years and years and years to put on muscle. We're just not, unless you're genetically gifted, us women, we just weren't built to put on muscle. So it's very hard. But by building that muscle, you're just going to get, as a side effect, you're going to shrink, just because muscle doesn't take, a pound of fat weighs the same as a pound of muscle, right? But a pound of fat, think of a bowl of popcorn. A bowl of popcorn that weighs a pound takes a lot more space than, say, a pound of water. So muscle is kind of like the same density as water, and muscle is a little more dense than popcorn, but you get the point I'm trying to make. You're going to shrink, and really it's the look we want, right? The number on the scale doesn't mean much if we're bones with fat on it, because it's not going to help us in the long run. So don't be afraid to push yourself in the gym. And a few of you, I'm going to reach out this week and encourage you to actually up your weights that you have in your household. And don't be afraid to push yourself. We are stronger than we think. And as long as we are using good form, utilize the form check opportunity I give you all. Seriously, use it. It's going to make so much difference in the way you lift and the results you get out of it. So that's number 3. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't overcomplicate your food. Seriously, get your protein in. Everything else is going to kind of fall into place. A whole food, a protein had a mother for the most part, if you're still struggling with what a protein is. And a whole food, flew, grew, ran, or swam, single ingredients on a package. If you got that, you got a whole food. Stop allowing emotion to drive the fat loss car. So, and I'm going to give you a personal example of this. So we allow emotion to drive what we do. We let that little number every morning on the scale dictate our mood. And when we start allowing emotion to dictate our decision making, that's where everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and things go awry. That's where bucket mentality gets to. That's where over cardioing comes from. That's where your binge cycle comes from. Oh my God, I ate so much yesterday, I'm not gonna eat today. And you don't eat all day and you're starving at dinner, and so you eat so much at dinner. That's emotion coming into play. So yesterday, I'm actually gonna show you what I drank. It was water. It was freaking water. And I've learned this. I have somewhat of a thick skull, so it does take me a couple times for it to get through my head. Water, power water, water. 2 pounds up on the scale. because my body does not like some of the ingredients in here. I'm not sure what it is. I can guess at a few things. Does that make that water bad? No. And in lieu of not getting in your water versus getting in your water, if that helps you get in your water, that's fine. And it may not make a difference to you and your body, but my body does not like that. It told me that. It was like stop, stop drinking this. So I don't drink it anymore, at least now until June. It's a temporary thing. It's not gonna kill me to give it up. And if I do decide I want one along the way, I'll just drink it and know what's gonna happen. But I said, the scale jumps up 2 pounds, never fun, especially when you're trying to lose weight and I'm on a deadline. So, you never like to see those things, but I sat back and, okay, what did I do different yesterday? What accounts for this? I know I didn't eat 3,500 extra calories. So where did this come from? Our bodies will tell us so much about what it likes and does not like if we actually listen to it. And, it's taken that emotional thing out of the scale and not allowing it to drive the way we act the next day. So some things that can easily cause that scale to go up that's not fat, eating a little higher carbs. That does not make carbs bad. Carbohydrate, hydrate. It hydrates your muscles. We want water in these muscles. That's what helps them repair. It's what helps them grow. It makes, when you see somebody who looks toned, it's because they have water in their muscles. So it gives us that look we want. And so just know sometimes if you eat something that's a little more carby or out of the ordinary, that can inflame you and cause that scale to go up. The other thing can be to, alcohol can do it easy. Things like water can do it easy. Hard workout. So here's the thing with our muscle. Sometimes if we are seriously hitting our body and our weights, sometimes we can see weight loss stagnant. Even if we are 100% to a T positive, we are in a deficit, we can see the weight just stall for a while. Because here's the thing. So you know how like a sponge, when you pour water over a sponge, what's it do? It soaks up the water, right? And so sponge without the water versus the sponge with the water, which one's going to weigh more, right? The sponge with the water is going to weigh more. So our muscles are a lot like that sponge. So when we hydrate them, drink more water, when we eat more carbs to fuel our muscles, when we're getting in that protein, when we're building more muscle, we're naturally going to carry a little more water. So that's, I know sometimes it can be frustrating, especially if you're beginning, or if a few of you, I'm really pushing you to hit your weights a little more. It can be frustrating because we see a stagnant line, and it's just water. It is just water. As long as you're making sure you're eating at maintenance or in a slight deficit, that's all it is. And it's the hardest thing in the world to overcome. Nobody likes to see that scale go up, especially at our age, because we grew up at a time the scale goes down. That was good. That was really good. Scale goes up. That's bad. That's really bad. And back when I was in my 20s, I didn't have all the knowledge I have now. And frankly, we didn't really in the health and fitness industry. Health and fitness is still a relatively young industry compared to a lot of them. And we're constantly learning and changing. And even my opinions evolve over time as we learn more. And that's actually a really good thing. So, just take the emotion out of it. So much easier said than done. And so to recap, the top 4 things are to plan. Schedule your workouts if you're having trouble getting them in, at least 3 workouts a week, honest strength workouts a week. It's just it's one of the best ways to put on your muscle. 2 days a week minimum, but 3 is going to get you so much further. If you can get in an extra day, even better. Stop overcomplicating things. Seriously, whole foods and working out per your plan. And the next thing is taking the emotion out of it. It is going to take you so far in life. And one of the best ways to take that emotion out of it is to weigh yourself every day and look at the day before. What was different? What was different yesterday if you saw a fluctuation up or down? And hit those protein numbers. I know it is difficult. I really want you guys to focus on that. It is just going to take you so far. Because sometimes you'll ask me to adjust macros and things like that, but if you're not hitting what you have, I have no data to go off of. So that's one thing I've been focusing on is being, my coach hammers me every single day or every single week, every time I see her actually. Eat consistent, be consistent with your foods. My food list is very boring these days, and it's going to get more and more and more boring as the weeks go on, but it's temporary. Mine is not a sustainable diet, just a little reminder there. Neither is my workout plan, but it's temporary. I know it's temporary, so, but just do what I need to do there. Take the emotion out of it, and wanted to share one last story before I open it up for questions. And so I was posing with my coach the other day. We were hammering that because that is last year it was something I didn't master very well. So I'm working on getting so much better at this year, and I will. So we were posing, and I had walked into my front pose and realized I was off and kind of corrected myself, which was good. I knew it wasn't correct. I was able to self-correct, and I'm like, well, what happens if is that little slide to the foot? What if I do that on a stage? And she goes, you're just gonna go on there and nail it. And she pointed out to me in that moment that I was actually having a backup plan. It was a lack of belief in myself instead of being 100% certain in myself to perform what I need to. And so I kind of want to share that with you all. I'm 100% certain you all can do what you need to do to reach your goals. It's available to you. I am 100% certain about that. When I look at how my life has transformed in the last few years, I mean, seriously, back in California, there were days I did not get out of bed unless it was to go get food or get up for my evening wine. I was depressed. It was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. I felt inadequate, incapable of feeling my emotions. So I came up with dysfunctional relationships with alcohol and food. And it's a complete 180 now. And you may like, oh, you don't even seem like that person. But it is. I am one and the same person. It's just that over time, I've allowed my thoughts and beliefs on what's possible for me to evolve. And I believe in that 100% for all of you. And trust me, I turn clients away a lot. And I'll let some glitching relationships I'll encourage them maybe to go work with somebody else. So if I didn't 100% believe in you, you wouldn't be here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that for a Monday. And I'm actually going to stop recording so we can ask